Nearly 600 AILA members have signed up to volunteer their services for children and families who have crossed the border and need assistance navigating the immigration system. We asked AILA members why this effort is important to them.
Well, for me, it's a question of vulnerability. These kids have gone through so many horrible things, both in their home country and en route to the United States. And truly, they're the most helpless of really almost any population I can think of. Before this became a hot topic, I had a few cases dealing with unaccompanied minors. And so I know that there's veracity to the claims that these kids are having who are now stuck at the border, be it, brothers and sisters being killed by gangs, sexual abuse, family members disappearing. So I know these stories are there. And it's a matter of being able to help these children be able to tell their stories to those who have the power to impact their lives.
I think one of the issues really is identifying what the needs are, coordinating with the legal orientation program providers and the nonprofits who have already been doing this work. They really are the experts on this. They have been on the borders. They have been providing the Know Your Rights presentations and legal orientation programs to these kids for many years now. But what we're seeing is a huge increase in the volume and overwhelming magnitude of the need at this point in time. So I think some of the challenges are coordinating with all the folks who are currently on the ground, identifying what their needs are, and then I think the big major challenge is going to be coordinating all the resources. There's going to be a lot of logistics and simply moving the people, the volunteers, to the locations where these families are being housed. So Colorado chapter, we are gearing up to kind of meet this need. We are providing training to our members on what the local efforts are in terms of coordinating volunteer opportunities. We're providing legal information on how people can represent children in these cases, special immigrant juvenile cases and asylum cases, possibly T and U visa cases, and then coordinating with our own nonprofit, which is the Rocky Mountain Immigrant Advocacy Network, who already does a lot of this work in the state of Colorado, to kind of gear up and coordinate our resources locally.
So our chapter has a couple of things in the works. We're trying to put together a free consultation day for these unaccompanied minors, similar to what we would do with like a DACA drive or a citizenship day, where people come in, talk to experienced attorneys to say, yes, there may be relief available to you or maybe not. Certainly giving bad news is better coming at the hands of experienced attorneys, especially when it's for free, as opposed to going to a notario and maybe spending $10,000 on false hopes and promises. So we'd rather give bad news in the beginning than having the kids go through a horrible situation with the notario. We're also looking at increasing our own training here locally. This is, as you said, more of a nuanced area. It's not citizenship. It's not a one-step adjustment case for a married couple. This is something that not a lot of practitioners have experience with. So increasing our knowledge of asylum for unaccompanied minors. What do we need here in Georgia or Alabama courts to get that order of dependency for SIJ cases, for example? Educating ourselves so we can make the best judgment calls in working with these unaccompanied minors. So I think there's a lot of words you could use, but the one, and I'm going to cheat, it's two words because I can't think of one word that combines it, but it's really a defining moment. It's certainly a defining moment for these kids at the border. Are they going to be allowed to stay here and be protected and move forward with their lives? Or are they going to be forced to return home to a situation that's nearly hopeless? It's a defining moment for our country. Are we going to continue to welcome immigrants to protect most vulnerable of the world's population when they come knocking at our door, or are we going to close the door in their face? It's also a defining moment for just our policies in general. Are we going to roll back protections that we created in 2008 that were designed to help in a moment of crisis. And now that we have that crisis, we're going to say, oh, maybe not. Now that the rubber's hit the road, do we take back our word? So it's definitely a defining moment on all sides.
I feel compelled to step up and do something. I use that word because I don't feel like it's really a choice. As an attorney who has been trained in providing legal services and making sure that people have access to those legal services, this isn't optional for me. This is simply what you do when the need presents itself.